Guys, ScratchyBy back here with another video. Today we're gonna be learning about Scratch extensions. Alright, so I covered one extension in one or two of my videos, and I didn't really go in depth on what exactly extensions are. So, in Scratch, an extension is basically so we have blocks here, right? So we only have this many blocks though, and we can't like have extra blocks, right? So with extensions, what we can do is we can have extra blocks. It's not gonna be and make a block. Sure, you get extra blocks, but that's just like if you're gonna like that's for like mainly if you're gonna do run without screen refresh, or like you're gonna do one bit of code multiple times again and again. So you just want that custom block, right? So that's not really gonna help you with getting out of Scratch's limits. So if you notice here, you might have seen this blue button before. So what this blue button is, this is the extension button. So you click on that, and now we have some like extensions. So today I want to talk to you about the first five extensions. First five extensions, all right? Because right now, because in this whole part here is gonna be all hardware related, and I'll get to that in the next video. But for now, we're just gonna go all with the software related and stuff that your device probably already has. So music. Music is basically if you want to make some type of music, obviously, right? So you can have one block called play drum, and you got a bunch of types of drums, and then you can choose for how many beats you want to play it. And one more thing, actually, say you have a bunch of extensions, but you didn't use any of the blocks, right? The next time you go to that project, right, like if you reload the page, or like you close the tab and then one day you open that tab again, right, you'll actually all those extensions will be all those extensions that have not been used, right? Like see right now, this is technically not being used, right? There's no blocks from this right now. So then if I reload this, I won't see this extension here. So to save them, you just drag out a block. So we got player drum, right? So we got many types of drums, alright, and basically some beats, basically. So like we even have hand clap, right? Rest, right? So rest, if you know music, right, you'll know that rest is basically like a little, like a pause, right? So you play notes, right? So if you click on this, then you get a whole keyboard, and then you can use these arrows to kind of like go farther and back on the keyboard. So you can click on the keyboard to hear the sound. Alright, so right, and it'll change the number based on what you want. Right, and then of course for a certain amount of beats. You can also set what your instrument is, so that note that we're playing, that was from the piano. So say we do electric guitar, alright? Then we play note. So then we click on this. Wait, if I click on this, so I have to select it, and then it's a different sound, and then go back to piano, right, electric piano. Each time it's a different sound based on the instrument. Set tempo. So tempo, I'm not exactly, so tempo is basically how fast the beats are going to be, alright? So the higher the tempo, the faster the beats go. The slower it is, the slower the beats go. So that you basically just have to put a value in. You can also change the tempo at certain times. Say you have like a beginning of the song slow, and then kind of slowly start speeding up, so you can use that block, and then kind of make it like a really fast at the end. So you can just use like this, like you can type in whatever you want here. And the tempo, like it's not exactly, it's more for debugging. I don't know, like people like might not want it in the project, but you might, so your choice. And actually, with anything that's a variable, right? Even these type of variables, right? Like my variable, right click on it, and then you can kind of choose the type of readout, alright? And if you right click on slider, you can change the slider range, right? Same thing with this, you can't do the slider for this, right? But, right, you can do, like, even with in sensing, right? Answer, if you ask something, loudness, that's using the microphone right now, timer, that's just the timer, current year, right? And you can got all these, and the username, all that, right? So you can right click any of these, right, and you will get some of these. You will get these options. So just a little fact for you guys. So now we have done the music extension. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one is pen. If you see my 3D generator video tutorial, you've already kind of gotten a bit of an understanding of this. And if you haven't, go ahead, check it out. It's pretty cool. So let's get started with the pen. So erase all. So basically what that'll do is, as you can kind of guess, it will erase all of the pen movements, right? Stamp, right? So say my sprite's here, right? I click on that, it stamps that sprite, and then it's kind of like a clone. It's a little clone. Of course, it's a little more blurry, right? But it's a clone. Because I think it stamps in bitmap. That's what I think it is, right? Because it is using the pen extension and then changing the colors and everything based on how the original is, right? So if I click on stamp, right, I can stamp these. So it looks like these are all real, right? But really, this one is the only one. The rest I can't move because it's just a little bit of pen. Click on erase all, right? Say I click on erase all, boom, erase all the stamps. Pen down, what that does is it basically just moves my pen down. So say you have something that's kind of moving automatically, and you want to draw sometimes, right? Then you can do pen down, and then when it starts moving, obviously it's not moving like now, but like, say I go to motion, right? Move 10 steps, right? We don't have to have pen down at each time, right? It kind of draws that little line you can see right there. You can erase all again. Pen up, right? So when you bring the pen up, so that means stop drawing, right? So basically, right, pen down, move, right? Pen up, move, you stop drawing right there. So guess that's a little cool block. Set pen color. So right now you saw the color as bluish color, right? You can set the color to whatever you want, right? So that's just the drawing color. And you can change certain pen attributes. So you can change the color, the saturation, the brightness, transparency. You can do that. So it's kind of like in the looks thing, right? Change color effect, change that, right? So basically just a color effect for the pen. Similar thing with the one that we just did, except set, just like in looks, right? You can set color effects, so it's the same type of thing. Pen size, right? So I'm just gonna put the pen down, right? Let's make the pen size change it by 5. So that'll be right now the pen size should be 6 because 1 plus 5 equals 6. So you move, it's thicker. All right. Now I do -3, right? It'll be thinner. So let's click on that, then it's thinner, and say set the pen size to, I don't know, 10, right? Then the pen size 10 will be this much, right? So basically just the thickness of the pen. Alright, so that was the pen extension. Pretty simple. Video sensing. So, hello. Video sensing, what this is kind of detects motion, right? If you watch my Scratch Lab video, you've heard of the face sensing, or something like that, right? So that face sensing, that detects what is on your face, right? Like, this is my nose, my one eye, another eye, my head, right? My ear, mouth, all that type of stuff. That was in the face sensing. Video sensing is just more motion. So when video motion is greater than a certain number that you choose, right? Then it's like an event block. So it's basically when loudness, but like for video, right? Like it's one of these events. It's kind of like an event. This is just so you know. I'm sure you've seen some of these operators. So this is something that you can plug in. So if video motion or direction, right? And then we have on sprite or stage. So this is the sprite, the cat. The stage is the backdrop. So the stage is basically the camera right now. The cat is the sprite. So the motion and direction, right, So then you can just put inside one of these operators, right, and then kind of do what you want to do. Turn video on, right? So it's easy. On, off, on, flipped. Alright, so now it's flipped, right? And I do on, flipped. So we can just change that flip. So, right? And transparency. Right now, default is 50. You can change to 0 for a much more clear, sharp image. Look at that. And then say you do 75. Right, you can kind of like fade the camera out and like kind of make it transparent a bit more, right? Let's even like, let me just give you a random backdrop. Alright, see we have the desert, right? So now I can kind of see the desert more, right? But then if I do 50, you see it a little less, you see me a bit more. 25, you see mainly me, right? It's kind of like a little transparency. And 0, you don't see it at all. 100, that's all you see. As 100 is basically turning it off, but it's still on. Alright, so that was our video sensing. Next one is text to speech. So this is in collaboration with Amazon. So basically, it kind of uses Amazon's web services to change your text into speech, right? So if you say speak hello, right, and it'll give you a like a basically a robot, but like a I'm sure maybe you've heard of Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri, any of those people, right? Any of those voice assistants, right? It's kind of like that kind of voice, right? You can set the voice to alto, tenor, right?
Hello.
And then squeak,
Hello.
right? Giant,
Hello.
and then kitten,
Meow.
right? Kitten's also meow, right? Like, hi, how are you, right?
Meow, 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 meow.
Right, so it just says each word as a meow. Kind of cute. So then you can also set your language, right? So say you're speaking, say you're putting this in like, I don't know, like some other language, right? Then you can set the language to a certain language so it speaks it without like a weird accent, right? And it actually speaks it like correctly as you would like it. So then say right now it's English, let's make it, I don't know, Spanish, right?
How are you?
See, it's a little Spanish accent. So then you do hola, right?
Hola.
See, it's a little easier for you to do it, right? And say I do that same thing in English, right? Say hola in English.
Hola.
See, it says hola, right? It's a little, it's just so it's a little better at understanding that way, so it can figure out what you're trying to say. Alright, and for the last one today, we will do translate. So this is basically using Google Translate. So you can have the language, right? So you can translate, hello to Vietnamese, alright? So that's what it just gives that value, right? And if you want, let's just do say hello for 1 second. Put that in there, so then it basically translates, right? So you can ask, right? So you can actually do a little fun experiment, right? So what you can do is ask what would you like to translate, right? Of course, you can also change the language, right? You guys can do that as you would like. I think I don't know how to exactly change the English, right, to something else. I think that's just it just uses your devices, or like your browsers, standard, like the what's set to right now, the language. So basically you can like do, how about like when space key press, let's translate, and then say, go to sensing, right, answer, right, so it's an ask for and wait, and then it would translate the answer to whatever you would like, right? So let's just do, I don't know, Yeah, so you can change. Let's do French, alright? So I press the space key. What would I like to translate? I would say hi, salut, right? Hello, right? Just like how are you? So it would basically make sentences. You can. It basically makes just turns this into like a translator project, right? Or but see, say you spell you, right? Two, right? And then you spell wrong, right? Like that. Then they would just give it back, right? Because again, it's just using Google Translate. It's just using Google Translate's services, right? So then it just connects onto Google Translate and then uses that. Of course, you need um on offline editor. I'm pretty sure these don't work, right? Um, like some of these might work, right? Like the music or the pen and the video sensing, but the ones that have text to speech and translate, they probably won't work. Because you can actually go inside the extension page, right? You can see there's nothing down here, nothing down here, nothing down here. But then now you got some requirements in here, right? Requires Wi-Fi, right? Um, and the next one we'll get on to some hardware. You guys will actually be able to see the Makey Makey and the microbit because I have those, so I'll show you some of that stuff in action. Unfortunately, I do not have these last four, so I won't be able to show you in action, but I will be able to show you at least like some like it exists and like what some parts do. And in case you have it, I think you'll probably be able to figure out how this works. And yeah, you can see like all this hardware except for Makey Makey because you just plug it in, right? There's no Bluetooth or anything, right? With a microbit, requires Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, 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 right? So these hardwares they usually require Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, but yeah. So this is all the hardware you can connect, but there's some pretty cool things, right? And speaking of extensions, right? If you watch my Scratch Lab video, you'll know that so the Scratch team is planning on adding some more extensions, two more in fact. One's animated text, and the other one is face sensing. Those are two very cool features, right? Face sensing is a lot like video sensing, but it can detect what part of the face and all that. So I think if you just combine video sensing and face sensing, right, like you put both of them inside a project, you can get some make some powerful stuff, right? So yeah, so they're planning on adding that. It's not confirmed though, right? Because it's still beta testing, but it might come out sometime in the future. Alright, if you like this video, please be sure to follow me on Scratch, right? I even made a new project called Red Dew Track and Dungeon. Since you're one of the very few people who've actually watched this, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give you a secret how to win, right? More levels will be coming soon. Right now, there's only one level, but there will be more levels, so you can go upwards, right? Can avoid the green creepy zoos. So right, there's a lot of them. It's gonna swarm you, and also like go diagonal a little bit. Now you want to go. Now I'm going to go here, right? Go down a little bit. There's a little, right, and boom, you won. All right, so that's level 1 so far. Right now, I will make more levels soon. The only problem is that the weird old creepy things. So right now they're only built for one level, right? So and it would be a little bit problematic if I would, because Scratch has 300 clone limit, right? So I just need to figure out how to kind of make sure I clone based on exactly which level we're on, right? But yeah, yeah. So um, I'll see you next time. All right. Be sure to check this out. A love and a faith will be greatly appreciated. But yeah. So just go ahead, check out some of my stuff, right? I have some pretty cool stuff, right? So yeah, go ahead and be sure to check out. And I almost have 25 followers, right? Guys, I only have 24. One more follow will be greatly appreciated. In fact, The next person to follow me, I will give them a follow for being my 25th follower, alright? So be sure to go ahead and follow me, alright? And don't forget to like this video, share it with all your other Scratch friends, right? And if you really can, please subscribe, because I'm gonna upload almost weekly, so I'm just gonna give you some pretty good tutorials weekly. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.